I've dedicated myself to trying 2,000 kebabs from 2,000 different kebab shops in New South Wales.
That's the mission. That's what you're all about.
That's a mission statement.
Ultimately, after I'm done, the Kebabalog will survive till the end of time.
It's like the Bible.
Yeah, the Kebab. I wanted to call it the Kebab. The Muslims wouldn't have been too happy with that.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, we've got the classic game Bullslut, and we're going through some corporate rare units. But before that, we've got me and Miguel, we have Senny.
Yo.
And we have Ro.
G'day. Boys, we've got a special guest today. You're going to see him on TikTok. You've seen him on Instagram. You've seen him make kebabs great again. It's the Ox Show. Welcome to the Pod Ox.
Pleasure to be here, boys.
Wow,
Pleasure to be here.
Mate. All right. Well, first of all, we ask all our guests, what their rarest moment is. But before that, please, for people who haven't seen you, Ox, what do you do? What are you about? Tell us a bit more.
25 years of experience in the kebab game. And
That is a strong intro.
Yeah.
so, 25 years of experience in the kebab game. I've dedicated myself to trying 2,000 kebabs from 2,000 different kebab shops in New South Wales.
Beautiful. So that's the mission. That's what you're all about.
That's a mission statement.
Yeah. How many have you ticked off so far?
On record, about 134.
Yeah. Unofficially?
Unofficially, is about 160. Yeah.
Okay.
2,000. Are there even 2,000?
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even know there was 2,000.
No one knows, and that's the thing. That's what we're here to do. How many McDonald's stores do you think there are in Australia?
More than 2,000.
990.
Really?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I mean, check the stat. It might be more or less now,
okay.
but there's 2,000 stores in New South Wales alone. So we've already doubled the amount of McDonald's stores there are in Australia. There's about 4,500, 5,000, conservatively saying, in the country. So,
So the king's here to reveal them all.
ooh, that's going to take me about 10 years, man. Like 15 years if
Yeah.
I was to do everything in Australia. And, that's a bit weird. That's a bit extreme, don't you think?
Some might say the New South
Yeah,
Wales.
Someone say 2,000. He's way past that barrier.
But no, everyone knows what you're about. Rarest moment, Ox.
My rarest moment, well, something no one knows about me, right? I listen to Chopin #1 in F minor before I start my kebab reviews.
I don't know what he's just said.
So that is a classical piece from Chopin. It's just the piano sonata.
Oh,
and
in
it's-
F minor, I heard.
Yeah, so that's the piece. It's a nocturne.
Yep.
It's his one. Look, am I naming it wrong completely? So sorry to all the classical enthusiasts. Thank God I'm not anyone in that space, but I love it. I listen to it. I just zone out, and then I go into the kebab.
When do you listen? Well, you two went and reviewed a kebab with him a couple of weeks ago. Did you see him listening to any classical music?
I didn't hear you. Well, to be fair, I think you park outside today with some headphones in. Was that Chopin going on the airwaves before
That
this?
was Ro and Miguel going into the airways back then. Because, I mean, I've never done a podcast in my life before. This is the first one I'm doing, and thank you guys so much for inviting me on. But I've got a rhythm and like a routine that I go through now before my reviews, and that's something that no one's ever known. That's exclusive on the podcast. How's that?
We love that.
Yeah.
But what made you start the Kebabalog, actually?
I've seen too many food reviewers out there that just, I don't know, like they eat everything. How are you so experienced at eating everything? Are you a chef? Have you got some accreditation? No one knows. Like everyone's just become a food reviewer now, So, and there are people bad mouthing this kebab shop or hyping up this kebab shop, and I'm like, you know what? Someone that knows the go should be going and doing these kebab shops.
Yeah.
So that's where I thought to myself, okay, let me start reviewing these shops properly and telling everyone, look, if you're going to trust anyone with food reviews for kebabs, I'm not good at anything else. I'm good at the kebabs, trust the Ox. And that's what I like about the following. So people are starting to negate other reviews on these kebab shops and look at me and be like, nah, he's telling the truth. See, he knows what he's talking about. And people are also reviewing it in a similar fashion. They're opening the kebab the way I want them to open it, which, thank you to everyone. I'm making your lives better. It's not for me.
I'm doing you a favor.
They're testing the chicken. They're looking to see if it's cooked or uncooked. And look, let's be honest. I bet half of the people that are doing this are drunk, And the fact that you're actually paying attention to your food while you're drunk is saving you from the runs the next morning.
Yeah.
So that's
another favor for the people.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I started it. So that people can know that there's one guy that knows what he's talking about, that is going to give you the most accurate review for a kebab.
Because the first time I saw a TikTok pop up of yours reviewing some kebab. And then one of our friends posted your Kebabalog, which if you don't know what it is, it's basically a ranking system of every kebab shop that you've tried. And there was one called the Berlin Bunker, which I think was near us that we hadn't tried before. And you gave it quite a high ranking. Oh, you gave it actually like a mid ranking.
Yeah.
And my friend had tried it and he said it was really, really good. So we went over there, we tried it, rating our experiences versus your Kebabalog. And it just goes from there. We just start sharing your videos in the group chats. If there's anything near us, mate, we got to go.
That's so good. Like, look, everyone's opinion to their own. So for me, Berlin Food Bunker, his chicken ones are really good.
Let's get granular.
But personally, I feel like he says that he likes to cook the beef a little more. Okay, respect that, uncle. But when you're burning it that much, you're leaving little, not a lot of meat on there, and it's too crispy. The sauce saves it a little bit, but if you can cook it just a little bit less, that beef's going to be spectacular. That's a really, really good kebab. It's just the beef that I had a problem with, and that's why I gave it the score it was. I think it was 6.26 something. Yeah.
Well, I know, bro. You didn't. Oh, you thought it was okay.
I like the Berlin Bunker.
I loved it. I thought it was so good, but I like the bread that they used. It's not the traditional like Lebanese bread. Sorry, is that the right word to use? I don't know.
That is absolutely the right word to use. It's Lebanese bread, Greek pita bread, Turkish bread, or other breads that I name nationalities in there. So if your nation is not making good bread, pull up.
Well, we got the lamb. Did they do lamb at the Berlin Bunker?
Yeah, we got the lamb.
They said only on Mondays he does lamb, apparently.
Yeah, so we went on a Monday. So he does lamb there, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. Yeah. So I haven't tried the beef one.
I haven't tried the lamb.
There you go.
So maybe you got to go back and re-review.
On a Monday.
If he does lamb,
yeah,
that's a proper Berlin kebab.
Okay, there you go.
And that I would ultimately tell you that's a really good kebab.
Yeah, because I enjoyed it. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. A lot of sauce. The bread was like nicely toasted. It was beautiful.
You said 25 years experience. How can we trust your reviews? How can we trust your opinion over some other food reviewers?
What is that 25 years of experience?
What's your credibility here?
Okay.
Run us through the resume.
Okay, you know what? I actually have my resume.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I actually...
Yeah, we also want to know your volunteering experience, your hobbies, personal hobbies, your character profile.
We want a reference as well. We'll call him right now.
I will send this and you guys can post it like as a screenshot and just show the experience.
So this is your genuine resume that you sent out?
This is my genuine resume. And the reason why I updated this was because I actually had a job interview for a job related to this.
Oh, okay.
Not related to the kebab reviews, but something similar, like an area sales manager, right? And while I went for the job, I thought, let me update my resume. And I went through all the shops that I've worked in or that I've touched on. And I came up with like a full page and a half, 2 pages worth. That there, right? That's all my experience.
Read a couple of them.
Okay. So I added in Lazicos from 1994 to 98. I was born in 1990.
So 4 years old.
4 years old.
All right. You've started
a young ox at 4 years of age.
Yeah, and the time I worked at the store's 4 years. Okay, so here's why I added Lazicos into there. That's the first place my dad started work.
Right.
And he'd pick me up from school or get someone to pick me up from school and go over to the shop and wait there until he finishes work. And obviously I wouldn't wait there. I'd be cutting vegetables. I'd be opening up like Turkish bread. I'd do something, right?
Does this place exist still?
No, it doesn't. It then turned into a Harry's Pie on Burwood Road.
Oh,
sorry, Parramatta Road and
Parramatta
Burwood.
Road. Yeah.
If you guys remember Harry's Pie there,
Yeah,
that used to be a Laziko back in the day. And that's where my father was known. He was a manager at the shop.
Okay.
So
that,
Laziko is, just to clarify, kebab shop.
Yeah, it's a kebab shop.
Okay.
I don't think I would have been trusted with a knife at that age, let
4
alone
years
for a
of age.
business.
Go find the kid with a knife at 5 years old today. Like, no chance. You know, but back then I was cutting up the Turkish breads, and as I was cutting, it was the first time I cut my hand as well. So that was the first time I bled into the business, as James Valentine said on ABC Radio. I like that. I like what he said.
I would have loved to have that bread.
James Valentine.
Well, he didn't use the bread. Then Canterbury A1 Kebabs. I worked there twice, 2 shifts. I was like 8, 9 years old. And like the significance of that shop.
Let's you didn't work there at 8 or 9. You were
I did work there. I was taking orders. I was giving change because now I can do a bit of maths. Easy maths. I remember everything. I was giving change and then I was throwing the bread onto the hot plate. So then my uncle was prepping it. My dad was working there too. And that was a 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. shift. You know, and my dad never wanted to take me, but the one time I was like, Dad, you didn't get me a birthday present. For my birthday, I want you to take me to work. You know, like...
How has he done this? Your dad is like the best son ever. Like,
I just wanted to be with him the whole time. You know, that was my thing. I just wanted to be next to him. You know, and
just making kebabs, you and dad.
Yeah, but I don't
Australian
count any
dream.
of that. I don't count any of that as my official experience.
Yeah,
I count the official experience from 2001, and this will be the 25th year. 2001 is when we opened Metro One. That's my father's business.
Yeah.
That I don't associate my name with at all. I've not mentioned the name of the shop. And there's good reason for that. I don't make $1 from the shop. So why should I name it? You know, like it's my father's business. It's my father's process. And that's his way of operation.
Thing.
That's his operation, not mine.
Yeah.
So if he does make a bad kebab, people can't come and tell me off for it. Like that's not my business. I review kebabs all around Australia. You know, that's me, all around New South Wales. But that's where my official experience starts. So 2001 to 2025 now, you know, coming to the 25th year, that's my experience. Like I've learned everything by the age of 13. I was opening up the shop by myself, catching a train from Lidcombe to Ashfield, opening the store, cleaning, getting everything ready. Then my father will come in like 3-4 hours later, 13-year-old kid by himself. I knew how to do everything in the shop by then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I've just known. Then it comes to the suppliers, the good bad veggies, good bad bread, cheese, XYZ, like everything that you need to know about running and operating a store. I knew from the age of 13, 12, 13. So
what's a dirty little secret of the supplier industry? Like, what's the suppliers? You've got different meats that come in. Is it like the
what's a
acai
good
world?
cheese?
Yeah,
I've got a mad one.
yeah. Let's
Another
go.
exclusive.
All right.
They do not make the same meat for every single shop.
What do you mean? Isn't it just that big slab that
So
comes?
the reason why I don't name the suppliers, and a few shops have called me out on it saying that, you named that shop a mid-level supplier and you named us a low-level supplier, but we both use the same kebab shop. We both use the same supplier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you do, but it's possible. You know, I know it's done. It's possible that they're serving you a certain meat and they're giving them a certain meat. And
So
this can be a premix. Same supplier, it can
is
be a
giving
different premix.
different mixes of meat to one kebab shop over another.
That's right.
So their favorites could be getting the better quality, as Sen said, slab of meat. And then, who they don't like are sending the offcuts or whatever it may be.
Pretty much.
But what's
Pretty
the
much.
mix?
Damn.
I don't know. I didn't know there's a mix.
Look, it's always ultimately lamb, right? And then there's herbs and spices added into the meat.
Right.
Breadcrumbs added into the meat. This is with the lamb. The lamb is a bit more, I'm not going to call it processed, right? But there's a bit more involved in how it's made. Chicken is a bit more like left alone. Like it's just marinated and then slapped on, frozen, off it goes. So the chicken, if anyone does say, lamb, I'll never eat that beef or the minced lamb. Okay, don't eat it. No problem. Eat the chicken. The chicken's fine. Don't call the chicken like processed and minced around and like it's not as heavily worked on as the lamb.
Right.
So yeah, it's not processed. A meat pie is processed, a sausage roll is processed, that's processed. But a lamb, it's minced, as you normally buy your lamb mince from a butcher. This is just minced lamb, mixed in with herbs, spices, breadcrumbs. You know, there's no plastic. There's no BS that certain people are saying that there is. There is. That's all rumors and things that are just flown around. You know, it's not like that. But they'll make Ro's Kebab Shop. He only serves 300 kilos a week. You know, stuff him. That's your meat. You know what I mean?
So they're giving the shitty ones.
Not the shitty ones, but different.
Different. Okay.
You know, Ro
Less
can make
love
a taste.
potentially.
Does the thing, does Ro know that? So do the shops know that they're getting like
B grade.
Yeah.
If they're not in the business, no.
Yeah.
But the ones that are in the business that know what's happening, yes, they would know, and they'll change supplier. And then that supplier will give them good meat for a few weeks, and then they'll be like, they're not selling.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah, then they'll
drug
bounce
dealing.
around.
You get
Yeah.
them hooked, and then once you're hooked,
Yeah.
then you figure them out. You
That's
just
right.
give them crappy stuff.
That's right. Look, the reason why this is happening is because of the price wars in the supply world. And that's something that I really would like to stop. Can you guys stop it, please? Like, just pay for your meat.
Pay for your meat, everyone.
just pay whatever they say. Stop bargaining 50 cents or $1. It's not saving any of us. Okay? We want good kebabs.
Yeah.
And if you want to have good kebabs,
I've always said that.
and if everyone wants to have the same quality of meat, pay the supplier.
Preach.
Onto your reviews. Has anyone ever paid you to give a good review for their
No.
store?
No.
Or ever tried to influence you in any way?
Well, let me say this, right?
Yeah.
When me and Migs went to the to Mascot Kebabs
Yeah.
to try the number one, you know, kebab shop on the Kebab log, we walked in. Ox was like a celebrity. They walked in, they shook him by hand. They're like, Ox, how you going? The worker's like, can I get a photo? People at the kebab shop were like, Ox, I came here because of your Kebab log.
It's like if you walked into PwC setting, you know, everyone knows your tier list guy. Everyone knows him as the kebab guy.
Right? So we get there, then we sit down. Then suddenly there's just freebies just being thrown around, you know? Here, have some fries. Oh, would you like a
Oh.
drink? Would your friends like a drink?
so it's bribes.
Yeah. So tell me this, Ox. To his question, how can we trust the reviews with all these freebies just
Where's
being
the
thrown
integrity?
around?
Mascot's been reviewed. They're off the hook.
Okay.
You know, as it goes for the other shops as well. So after the review, they see the review. Then the next time I go to that shop, they'll be like, "Thank you. Here's, you know, a free meal or whatever," and I'll take it. Why? Because I know how much.
Because it's free. Yeah.
Because it's free. One and two, I know how much that would have affected their business.
Yeah.
You know, people are watching, and people have that kebab log there. Like, there's video links to it. I've actually met people that do not know that the kebab log is mine. They have a link to it. They don't even know the Ox Show exists. That made me so excited. Like, I was so happy about that because ultimately, after I'm done, the kebab log will survive till the end of time.
It's like the Bible.
Yeah, the kebab. I wanted to call it the kebab. The Muslims wouldn't have been too happy with that. Being a halal business and
Fair
industry,
enough, of course.
you know, that wouldn't have been right. So the kebab log is
It's politics free. It's religion free. You know, anyone can have the kebab log.
Exactly.
it's non-political, non-religious. That's what I try to keep it.
But surely kebab shop. They must be DMing you, being like, come review us, we'll pay you this much
Okay,
money.
so there are people that want to influence. There are people that want to pay. I tell them, no, you can't pay me or you can't influence me. You can't tell me when to come. Come next week, I'm here. Oh, the owner. No, I don't care.
You're a mystery shopper.
Yeah,
You come
exactly.
whenever.
I always message them the same thing. Soon, I'll be there soon. No worries. You know, like, I'll be there real soon. Like, wait for me. And then, but like, you know, how much do you charge? I don't charge the kebab shops anything. If I charge you $5, now I'm inclined to give you a better score than someone else because you've given me $5.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to do that. That's going to completely, even if no one finds out, down the track, somewhere along the line, that owner can say, I gave him $5 or $500. Somewhere, he'll tell someone.
Yeah.
And that, I've never given myself that exposure.
Yeah.
No one out of the 134 kebab shops that I've done can say to you that this guy hasn't paid for the kebab. This guy hasn't been paid for the kebab. Like, there's none of that happening.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
You say you like to keep politics out of all this. Can we take a step back? So I don't know if many people know this, but you started the HSP Appreciation Society, the Facebook page.
thank
Is
you
that
so
correct?
much. Thank you so much for bringing it up. I am not the one that,
That wasn't my
started.
question.
You don't get to finish your question. He's got something to
Sorry,
say,
go on.
Sen.
Continue,
But
continue.
was that you?
No, I had more to it, but continue, please.
Please finish the question.
Well, for
What is the
people-
HSP?
Yeah, I was going to say,
What's that
for the dingoes out there who don't know what the HSPAS was,
That's a throwback.
Bro, that is a throwback. And shit,
it's the
this is another
Halal
podcast.
Snack Pack Appreciation Society. And it was a Facebook page started, I want to say 2015, 16, somewhere in there. I remember
2016.
first year uni for us, I was checking it every day. I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. I want to find a HSP. It was a page where people came together and shared the best HSPs around Sydney and gave reviews. I didn't know you started it, right? I just thought it was like a community group. Did you think it would blow up like it did?
I didn't start the page,
Ah.
but the 5 guys who did start the page, I tried to be very close friends with
Okay.
because they started the page. That is going to start this. That started this movement, and it went from. I joined it when it was about 6,000 members,
Yeah, right.
and it blew up to about 190,000 at its peak.
Jesus.
And
4
then-
members right here.
Yeah.
And then there were some spam posts put in there, like adult posts and stuff, and the page was shut down. The owner, so the administrator of the page, who used to walk past my shop almost every second day, never paid for a snack pack. I've always given him free food, always looked after him.
Yeah.
And in turn, he never purposefully piped my post or anything up, but he did help where he could. Like, for example, when Channel 7 contacted him, he called me first. So that's when we made the 18.4 meter snack pack on Sunrise.
Yep.
Yes.
Seminal moment in the
I sure
HSP
remember
game.
that.
One of the biggest. That was one of my, I'm not inexperienced when it comes to PR. However, I did go through all my inexperiences then.
Yeah.
So I did make, and you can probably find this online somewhere. I did take a few digs at Pauline Hanson
It's fair game in my eyes.
I think that's fair game.
because she was taking on Sam Dastieri. Sam
Yeah.
wanted to politely bring her out for a HSP,
Yeah.
and she impolitely declined.
Yeah.
And for me, I made this post of, so this is something I started, the pizza box snack pack.
Yeah.
That's something I started.
Yeah.
And on the cover of the pizza box snack pack, I also started writing things on that, and like for a bit of art. And I drew up this cute little artwork of Pauline Hanson named Pauline Halalson.
You didn't like that?
Well, I don't know if she saw it. There was about 40,000 likes on Facebook posts and things, which back then was really
That's
good.
massive. Yeah.
That was like massive for me, and I was like, it was a good little thing. It was her head, and then it was Pauline Halalson. It was cracker. I loved it. And then like that was me just supporting Sam in his political journey before he got
Corrupt.
before corrupt, like $1,600 of foreign
Chinese money.
like, who cares? God, come on. There are so many more other investments. They just know how to cover their tracks,
I was
Sam.
going to
Don't
say, he's the
worry.
only one who got caught. That's the only difference. The others didn't
with-
get caught.
Exactly. Like, I mean, the others are too big, right? That's
Correct.
why you wouldn't make those moves. But anyway, Sam had a bit of a run in the politics. But like, yeah, back then the politics were involved.
But
You know-
like, I remember that was mental. Like, the Appreciation Society was something I used to see on Facebook. And then one day I opened the TV and Sam Dastiari's arguing with Pauline Hanson about halal snack packs. I'm like, well, how's it gotten to this stage?
Yeah, how we got here?
It's
Mental.
insane. I mean, I guess he brought that in. He saw that something trending.
Yeah.
He thought, I can use this as and virtue signal it, but I wouldn't say it was virtue signaling.
I
That-
wouldn't say that either.
I wouldn't say that. I felt like he was actually
I think
behind the
actually,
movement.
like,
He
was-
liked it. Yeah, he did. He was behind the movement, and he saw that as a good way to get into Pauline Hanson. Hanson, that's her name, right? Shit.
That's right. We don't like it. You can call it whatever you want here.
Yeah. Well, look. I've got to see if I've got the photo. I've got to send that to you.
Yeah, we'll
But
chuck
I'll
it up.
show the photo just for things. This was good. I've got it in my Metro One folder. I've still got a Metro One folder. I haven't gotten rid of that.
While you search that up, let's
yeah.
reminisce about that Facebook page. So they said there's the holy trinity of ordering was you get your halal snack pack and you have to have garlic, barbecue, and chili sauces. And if you didn't get that, you were called a dingo, which I thought was the funniest thing ever.
We called everyone a dingo at the start. We were very harsh. Even a haram dingo. Like, what
Yes,
you're doing.
absolutely.
So let's, just to clear it up, halal means permissible in Islam and haram means not permissible.
Yep.
So, people are drunk off their faces and they're like, that's haram. And I'm like, bro, like, if you knew that you were not permissible from the start, my friend, they're like, but then it turned into, okay, you can have just barbecue and garlic, or you can have just garlic. But the person that was forever dingo was the tomato sauce.
Tomato,
Sauce, yeah. Agreed.
Bro, you're very close with the barbecue sauce.
I am, yeah. That was one thing I did see. Because when we had a kebab, you like to eat your kebabs no sauce, which I thought that's haram dingo behavior as well, low key. You know what I mean?
It's questionable dingo.
Yeah, questionable dingo.
But I have no sauce because of I need to taste the meat in my reviews. So that's why I have no sauce. But going to that snack pack page again, like that for me, that I had power trip moments back then too. I enjoyed it. Like, when
Happens to the best of
I
us.
was gonna say, I don't
you know what I
blame
mean? So I've come in with this very humble approach into this channel, and I feel like it's worked really well against certain characters as well. So
we won't go into that.
bro, more than happy to.
Maybe we will go into that.
More than happy to. Like, if you want to, yeah.
Let's talk about it. Gold Coast Kebabs. What happened?
What? Okay, I was asked by a fan to go and review his kebab. Many fans.
Okay.
Queensland's not in my radar. I don't want to do Queensland. Like, I've got 2,000 stores in New South Wales. I don't want to now go into other states because if I go to Queensland, then Melbourne's going to start crying because they know they've got the best kebabs.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, they do have the best kebabs.
We'll come back to that in a second. Yeah, sorry. So
and
they told you to come up to
then
Gold Coast.
Adelaide's now messaging me. Perth's now messaging me. You got to come to Northern Territory. What?
No, I don't have to.
You don't have to. Like,
What have they got there? They probably have dingo kebabs up there.
Definitely have got to have some sort of dingo kebab up there. But are there any other sauces other than tomato sauce up there? I don't know. Who knows? But, So one fan goes, I want you to do an honest review. He's not saying go and trash him. He's just saying go and do an honest review of Gold Coast. I'm like, well, he goes, I'll give you $1,000 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, seriously, I'll give you $1,000 right now. I'm like, look, I'm not interested in it. Then I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm not going to holiday or do anything this year anyway. This is like a bonus. Stuff it. Let me see how much tickets are. Let me see how much this and this is. I did a bit of research and I thought, you know what? 3 days, I'll go. I go, here's my number. Yeah, I'm calling him on his bluff now. I'm thinking it's a bluff. I sent him my number 15 minutes later, $1,000 in my account.
Really?
I swear.
Like some random guy?
Random guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, and then I'm getting a bit paranoid now because is this Gold Coast Kebabs' fake account or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, let me catch up with this guy. And then I found out it was Foxy Trailers. This guy owns a trailer shop. He sells food trailers, right?
Yeah.
And makes great trailers. So I go over to his place and we sat down, had a chat, and he's like, bro, look, I don't care what you do with your money. I just want you to do a review. That's it. Yeah, go with your kid and your wife, whatever. Go have a good time. Just review the kebab. Please be honest. Like, if it's good, it's good. It's bad, it's bad. I go, bro, I will be honest. Like, I've done 103 kebabs up to this point.
Yeah.
I am going to be honest. Don't you worry. So I got there and I look and mind you, sorry, Menulog also signed with me as well.
Okay.
And so now I've got Menulog money. I've got Foxy Trailers money, random fan money. Let's go. So I got there. I'm like, if I show my face, I know he knows who I am because he's copying my review style and everything.
Okay.
Like if he doesn't know, then whoever's doing the social media side of it knows.
Definitely knows, yeah.
Because you're reviewing kebabs, you've got a scale, he's doing all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to show my face. So I went to Dan Murphy's and I asked one of the workers there if they can go and pick up a kebab for me. I gave him $50. I'm like, keep the rest, like as an incentive. So they picked up the kebab, and then I drove about 10, 15 minutes over to a place called Benoa Shopping Cart. Now it's all full on documented.
Yeah.
And people have actually visited the site and put up a YouTube video of the place I actually did the review. Like it's gotten insane. Anyway, so then I went there. I either choose a shopping center or like a pub somewhere. I'll sit in like a little corner and I'll do my review, so because there's a seat and a table, decent lighting. So I chose a shopping center there. As I was doing the review, the kebab blows up, and I was like, damn, like, no, like I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I've got to, now I've got to say things about this. Now I've got to get into it. Like, I'm sorry, but that's.
Honest review.
It's an honest review. I'm sorry, your kebab blew up right now. Like, now we've got to talk about.
By blow up.
I don't even understand the term
Like,
blow
did
up
it
in this
like
context.
just splatter everywhere, or what
so
happened?
So you watch the Titanic?
I've seen the Titanic.
I've heard of.
Okay, so just like the unsinkable Titanic, this unsinkable kebab had this hole come out the bottom, and the whole packaging just opened up because of all the oil that was coming down, and then the kebab came through underneath, and it just blew up, and it became a kebab plate. Right?
2 for 1 maybe.
Pretty much. It was and so then I was like, Uncle, this is not on, and this is definitely not the best kebab in Australia. Like this is
Because that's what he was claiming, right?
That's what he was claiming. And
That's what he's gone like viral about, right? He
And it
claims
was-
he's the best and all this and all that.
Exactly. And best in the world. Okay. We're reaching. Best in Australia. Like, if it's once, twice, hey, you're having a laugh, I get it. But it's every post, best in the world, first in the world, king of kebabs. I don't know. I'm like, I know the kings. Like, the guys that are kings are the ones that have like, and I was saying it, one arm is massive, right? And the other arm is small because that's the arm that's cutting with, by hand. Like these guys that are cutting by hand that take their knives home and bring them back the next day. Yeah. They're the kings. Yeah. Like these guys that were serving us back in the day, the first generation. That's
Mount Rushmore of
the Mount Rushmore of kebabs, the founders of the Australian kebab. These are the kings for me.
Yep, play on.
And that's why there is no 10 out of 10 at the moment on my Kebabalog.
Gotcha.
Because the king of kebab or the kings that make it the way I want them to make it, that's my 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And yes, it is an educated opinion, but that opinion is
You've got
supported by a lot of people.
Experience, brother.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Do those still exist? Like those kings? Do they still?
They put the tools down.
I haven't found them.
Okay.
And if they do exist, they don't cut by hand anymore. Most of them don't cut by hand anymore, but there are a few in the Flemington markets that do cut by hand.
Okay.
But they use cheap meat.
Damn.
There's no winning.
Yeah.
So just good meat, uncle, king of kebab, cutting it. This good salad, good bread, bang, it's a 10 out of 10. It's there somewhere. I'm going to find it.
So you put up a video of Gold Coast Kebabs, and then what happens?
Dude, I was really hoping that he would say, hey, your kebab may have spoiled, or something may have gone wrong with your kebab. It happens. This is business. Come and review the kebab again live.
Yeah.
Do it again. Give me another shot.
Yeah.
And I'll do it because Queensland's not on my radar. I couldn't care less about Queensland.
Yeah.
So I'll come and I'll do it again. People may say, oh, he's a fake now, but I'm not, because New South Wales will never get that treatment.
Yep.
New South Wales is the test subject here. Like in Queensland, I couldn't care less. I would
Passion
go to his
project,
shop.
Queensland. Do whatever.
It's for the love.
I would have went to his shop and I would have been like, Uncle, yeah, this is better. I like this, and 10 out of 10, maybe not, but I would have said it's a good kebab.
Yeah.
I would have left it there. And, my wife wanted to try the Adana kebab that he raves on about as well. Like, I was interested. I actually wanted to have a relationship with him, but he took to heart when I said, you're not the king of kebabs. I think everything else that I said in that video was just gone. Like, I gave the kebab an 8 out of 10. I gave the meat a decent score. Like I said, the meat was nice.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other Queensland shops. Big fish in a small pond. So,
Get that in there.
like there was so many things in there that I thought that I gave a good review on.
Yeah.
But He
just
did
ignored
not
all
like that you're not the king of kebabs. He didn't like
His
that.
ego took a
He
hit.
took it very personally.
Very personal. And then he called me a fake. He called me a fraud. He called me said if you're a man, you'll come down to the shop and review it here in front of everyone. I'm like, I couldn't care. No one cares. Like there were people walking past the shopping center saying, "Look at this idiot eating a kebab in front of a camera." Like no one cares about it. Like this is just a kebab. Like calm down, you know. So he responded unkindly, and he made the most colossal mistake by saying, "Have you seen my Google reviews?" Now, dear friends, you know how trustworthy Google reviews are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you do that and all my followers are watching, the first thing they did, which I still do not recommend and don't want to happen.
No.
Wink, wink.
About 40 to 50 guys went on there and 1-starred.
Yeah.
And then it dropped from a 5-star to a 4.8. And I'm like, okay, now I think I'm going to get shot, you know? And I had to say, guys, please stop it.
Yeah.
Let me handle my business.
Yeah.
You know, like no need for anyone else to get involved. Let me handle it. You know, like as you can see, I can handle myself. Don't worry about it. You know, like, yeah. And then it became a back and forth for a couple of videos, and then it's cooled off now. He doesn't talk about me. I don't talk about him. He had one small dig in one video about the fake reviewers again, and I responded to that, and we left it there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Job done.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Ox, mate, thank you for that lovely journey we just took on the history of kebabs. What makes a good kebab? Well, let's get into the segment, shall we?
I just want to make one last statement though. I will not take.
Look down the barrel. He's looking
look, please.
right down the barrel of the camera.
Just got one more thing to say. Here we go.
I think the Gold Coast saga was proof that I'm not going to take shit from anyone. Are we allowed to say shit?
Yeah,
You can.
of course.
Great.
Say whatever you'd like, brother.
Yeah, so that shows that I will not take shit from anyone. So kebab shops, please, I'm coming. Make sure you're making good kebabs. Like all I care about is the fact that you make good kebabs. If you make good kebabs, the 4 boys here are going to be really, really happy.
Stoked. We'll be stoked.
We'll be over the moon. So please, just make good kebabs, and trust me, I will give you a good score. If it's not good, I'll tell you what you can make better, and you can work on that. And everyone on my Kebabalog, try all of the shops. Don't just try the ones that are top. Like, because the ones that are on the bottom may have fixed their product, you know? So go and try them too. And if they haven't, comment on their video again, because they're watching their video. They don't care about the rest of the videos I make.
Yeah.
Let's
Pop
jump
off.
onto the segments yet.
Alrighty, our game, as per usual with a guest, is Bullslut. Just as a quick reminder, how it's going to work, Ox, is you're going to take on these 2 boys. I'm going to give you boys a category, and you're going to tell me how many things in that category you can name in 30 seconds. You'll do a bit of back and forth, and then you'll call them out by saying Bullslut, and they'll have to name those things. We have a guest ladder. 2025. You're our first guest for 2025. So firstly, congrats for that.
Disgustingly empty.
So no matter what, you will
Only
be
took
top
3
of the
months.
ladder. You will be top of the ladder today.
And it's
So
out of
that's-
5, Sen.
And it's out of 5. We'll be playing 5 rounds. So to begin, you'll be playing Miguel first.
No.
And your first category is items on the KFC menu. How many items can you name in 30 seconds?
Current items.
Current items, not all time. Unless do you want to go historical items?
Nah, I don't want to go throw in a crusher and
KFC
those
crusher.
sort of things.
Yeah.
No,
Rest in
we'll go
peace.
current items.
How well versed are you with the KFC menu, Ox?
How well versed?
Yeah.
You're competing against
Not
him?
very.
Yeah.
Neither am I, to be honest.
I was going to say, neither of you, you're neither massive KFC people. So
I,
You have the menu in front of you.
I can pull it
Okay.
up.
No,
I think he
said it's
has muscle memory of
It's
the.
in here, brother.
Okay. Okay.
How many can you? We'll start with you, Miguel.
5.
All right.
7.
Oh, dude, I think even that's pushing it.
No, 7.
It's individual items,
Yeah.
bro. You have 7 off the top of your head.
I think so. There's so many different things that the KFC menu offers.
8.
Does the small, medium, large count?
That's going to be
That's
one.
one
It's going to
item?
be one. It's going to be one item. Sorry. Otherwise, we'll be here all
Bro, I
day.
wanted to throw in a medium chips, man.
And my dear friend, I call Bullslut.
All right. 8 KFC items in 30 seconds, Miguel. Bro, do you mind pulling up your time? I've got the KFC menu on my phone.
How are you gonna search for it or something? You'll be right.
No, I'll be fine.
All right. Your time starts now.
So we got the Zinger Burger.
Yep.
We've got the Wicked Wings.
Yep.
The chips.
Yep.
The drink.
Yep. 4.
What else is in the Zinger box? That's all I order. Potato and gravy.
That's
Yep.
5.
Gravy.
Yes.
Yep.
That's an item.
6. 2 more.
10 seconds.
Original recipe.
Yep.
Yep.
Have I said Wicked Wings?
Yeah.
Yes. You got 1 more. You
5
got 5
seconds.
seconds.
Oh, the wrap. The Twister.
Twister.
Twister
there we
is
go. Bang.
in.
There you go.
With
I don't think
one-
I've ordered anything outside of the Zinger box in like 10 years. Seriously.
All right. Do you get how the game works now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. It's 1-0 us. All right. Second round, you'll take on Ro. And your category is things you can buy from a vending machine.
Ooh.
Okay. This is a tricky one. Maybe we'll start off easy, Ox. 5.
10.
Okay.
Seems more versed in vending machines.
yeah. That's a bit scary.
And this time I'll allow individual
Yeah, yeah.
items rather than,
Of
broad
course, like
categories.
chocolates. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I've seen a lot of different vending machines these days.
And yeah,
That is
think
heaps.
I'll throw
about
that
all
in.
kinds of vending machines.
All right. 11.
12.
He's putting the pressure on. Jesus.
12. 13.
15.
Okay. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Is he just lying? What do you reckon? 15?
No, I think you can do 15 easily. They sell all sorts of things these days in vending machines,
Went to Japan last year, Ro.
Oh, yeah. We're doing Australian vending machines.
just in general.
All right. So you got 15, Ox?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Put him to the test, Ro.
Yeah, Bullslut. Let's see it, Ox. 15.
All right. Ox.
Well, given that I'm giving 15, can I get an extra 5 seconds or 10 seconds?
No.
No.
You're the first guest who's ever asked that. All right. 15 things you can buy from a vending machine in 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Earphones,
Yep.
Yep.
power bank,
Yep.
Anzac cookie,
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
V,
Yep.
Red Bull,
Yep.
Coke, Sprite,
Yep.
Fanta,
Yep.
Yep.
Sprite Plus now,
Yep, sure.
water,
That's
10.
10.
Powerade,
Yep. 15
uh,
seconds.
the blue Powerade, the red Powerade,
I'm going to count Powerade
okay,
as one.
Powerade, Gatorade,
Yep.
Yep.
Three more.
3 more.
nutrient water,
Yep.
chips,
5 seconds.
Yep.
chocolates.
Yep.
Done.
That's 15.
Oh.
28 seconds.
I can't believe you
28?
started. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. With the power banks.
Because I was like, yeah, that's my edge. I bet he's not going to think about power banks and earphones and what
Yeah.
else is there.
There's like trading card ones.
Yeah,
There's like
trading card, yeah,
fake
red-
eyelash ones.
The one in my office, like in our travel area, gives like deodorants and like little
Yeah,
perfumes
personal
and stuff.
hygiene.
Yeah, personal hygiene.
I've even seen like
Toothbrushes.
Australia Post have vending machines, so you can buy like the,
Really?
the stamps and envelopes and
Never
Dude,
seen that.
all these sort of
These
things.
can't be profitable. How is that working? That's crazy. All right.
All right,
15
next.
was a high number though. He's
15
like,
was
Yeah,
good. 15 was very good.
Very good.
All right, it's 1-all.
easy.
You're back up against Miguel now, and your category are ice cream flavors. How many ice cream flavors can you name in 30 seconds?
10.
You got a Messina, you have a look at the ice cream flavors.
Or Geltis or Anito, or any other ice cream brand out there. We're not affiliated
Mm.
with anyone in particular
yet, at
for
least.
now.
I'm wondering if Miguel is baiting me to say 11 and then he's going to call Bullslut.
I reckon
I
And if
promise
I
you
don't
he-
get 11, he gets the point.
correct. But 10 is easy.
10 is easy, isn't
10
it?
is easy.
Mm.
Yeah, 10 is easy.
But 11's hard.
11 then.
We'll go 12.
Just for context, Ox, downstairs, Migs has an ice cream machine maker. So the guy is an ice cream fanatic.
Then I've got to throw myself under the bus here and say 15 again.
And I will tell you I was bluffing and I will say Bullslut.
You bastard.
All right, 15 ice cream flavors, Ox, in 30 seconds.
There's a lot of flavors out there, so it should be good.
Honestly,
There is.
And I'll be
Just
very
can
lenient.
one moment. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'll be lenient. In 30 seconds, your time starts now.
Milk chocolate,
Yep.
Yep.
dark chocolate,
Yep.
white chocolate.
Yep.
That's 3.
Pistachio,
Yep.
vanilla,
Yep.
Mhm.
strawberry,
Yep.
6.
damn. The splits, the raspberry splits flavor, the
Yep.
raspberry flavor,
Fine, we'll allow it.
pineapple,
Yep. Sure.
8.
damn.
5 seconds.
Rose armpit, I don't know.
Time's up.
Time is up, unfortunately.
Yeah, like, I froze.
Frozen.
That's
I
a
was
game.
I was just going into Messina and I was just trying to think of all the flavors.
I reckon
They all just went blurry when I.
cookies and cream. You know.
Yeah. Oh damn, Ben Jerry's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about the Ben Jerry's.
But you should just go on the fruits. Just name any
Yeah,
fruit
all
you
the
can think
fruits. I
of,
know.
like mango flavor. you
Yeah.
know?
I died.
All right. It's 2-1.
2-1.
Our way. It's 2 more rounds left. Back up against Ro. And your category is types of fish.
This is left of field, bro.
Are you a fisherman, Ox?
I looked up the hardest categories I could find.
Yeesh. All right.
Any fishing experience, bro?
Honestly, dude, funnily enough, I caught my first fish like maybe a year ago after going fishing like 20 times. There was a time where we went deep sea fishing. Everyone put their rods in, caught fish except for me. They were catching like 10 a day. So fish is not my forte. Let's go 5.
6.
I reckon that honestly might be it for you too.
8.
Anything you're lying.
Would you say 8?
8.
He's lying. I'll call him out.
8 fish.
8 fish.
You can name 8 different type of fish.
I think so. I don't know.
Ox, you barely did 8 ice cream flavors.
I know. I'm just.
There's no fish kebab, so I don't think it's a wheelhouse
Is that an
either.
idea? Can we steal that idea? Fish kebabs.
They've tried it.
Who?
I've seen
Who took our idea?
I've seen octopus kebab. Oh, it's not fish, but it's octopus
Was it
kebab.
good?
I didn't try it.
Did it look good?
No.
Yeah. I can't imagine it being good.
Damn. Can I do 9? Wait. 9.
This is tough.
10.
Bullslut. No
Yeah.
chance he's
Good
getting 10,
chance.
bro.
Good.
No.
If
I
you
agree
get
with
10
that.
row, fair
10,
play,
bro.
bro.
I'm leaving. Not now.
All right, Ro, you have 30 seconds to get 10 types of fish. Your time starts now.
Goldfish, koi fish, salmon, kingfish,
4,
tuna,
5,
barramundi,
6,
snapper.
7.
10
seconds.
Now, what else do we eat? There's heaps of like fighting fish.
Is that one?
Yeah, that is one.
Sure.
8.
8 seconds.
No, come on. No, I'm freezing.
Shark doesn't count as a fish, by the way.
Does whales count?
No, your time's up.
Damn.
2-2.
I don't think whale
Two,
counts
two.
as a fish. Just
2-2.
quietly. All right, it's 2-all.
Oh, what other
Swordfish?
fish? Swordfish. Yeah, what else do we eat?
Clownfish is where I would have gone Nemo.
Dory.
I would have gone your route
Oh.
of the fish we eat. That's 100%.
Really? That's like 5 or 6.
What else do we eat? Did I miss any big ones?
Garfish, I don't know.
Garfish,
That's
toothfish.
niche for me.
Yeah, there's plenty on
All
there.
right, final round. It's 2-all. Back against Miguel. And your last category is things that are green. How many
Sorry?
things that are green can you name? As I see
What a
Ox looking
category,
around
bro.
the room.
Green, man.
What a category.
I'll give you another minute to think.
A
By
minute.
minute, I mean 10
No,
seconds.
that's fine. I'll go at a 5.
All right.
6.
That's pushing it, boys.
What? Things that are green?
Yes.
Go,
Green's
go.
not a common color.
Call him out. Let's see it.
Nah, 6 is pitiful at
I'm
that point.
genuinely thinking. I think of 3, and then it gets difficult. Then I have to think.
Bullslut.
All right.
6.
6.
6.
Okay.
30 seconds to name 6 things that are green, Ox. In 30 seconds, your time starts now.
Continental parsley. Broccoli.
Oh no.
Grass.
Guys, come on.
no.
3.
Trees.
Yep.
Woolworths.
Woolworths. One more. Give me 2 because you already said Woolworths before. Give me 2 more.
Okay.
You got 15 seconds.
Parsley.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Pistachios green.
Yeah, it is great.
One more.
Facts.
I mean, you got the win, but
You got
one
the
more
win.
just for fun.
Just a flex.
All right.
You got 5 seconds.
Damn. The mosque in Medina.
Shout out.
That's a green dome.
There you go. That's
The Green Dome.
done.
I was not even thinking
Me
vegetables.
neither.
Why'd you not think vegetables?
Because I'm dumb, Sen. Like vegetables and...
Green apples, limes.
Yeah, if I
green
thought of
apples, that's
vegetables
right.
and herbs, mate, I would have gone 10, 15 potentially.
Oh my
But I just didn't think of that. I was thinking of grass.
What are
Yeah.
you thinking? Oh,
And then maybe a
Nature.
soccer ball. That's it.
why soccer ball?
I don't know.
Alrighty, Ox, against all odds, you've won 3-2.
Oh,
So
boys,
you
I'm actually
will go
quite
up on-
embarrassed about that
You
one.
should be embarrassed. You've let us down. Alrighty, our last segment today is the corporate rare units. Probably my favorite kind of rare units. Just the weirdos that you see at work and you just kind of have to deal with day to day. I think all of us have a few examples. I'll just quickly start with mine. So a guy I used to work with, back at my old accounting firm a couple of years ago, my manager, massive climate change denier, just at all times and all costs, just no matter what. He even brought like evidence. I don't even know where he found this evidence, but he would bring it in and argue with the directors of the company that climate change it was all a hoax.
What were his arguments? What
I
were
think
some
this
of
guy
them?
was, I don't even remember, man. It was just
Like, was he denying science?
yes, he was denying science. Yeah. He was just calling like all the scientists like it's all a massive conspiracy by like the World Health Organization and like the CSIRO was all in it together.
So what would his evidence be? Like other reports and stuff that
Yeah, correct.
No, the classic evidence is like the Earth was hot, 15,000
I think
years
that's
ago.
what it was.
And then it became cool, and then it becomes hot again. It's just cycles
like
and
it's
cycles.
always been like that. Like it's
Yeah.
nothing different now. It just
Right.
always goes through those cycles.
We're all the reports by Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was just entertaining, just watching him go back and forth.
No, but I don't understand how he can continue bringing this up, going head to head against the director. Like, how is that
because he was
so
good at
party?
his job. He was a very good accountant.
No, but why is he so passionate about this that he has to bring it up?
So after a while, it just became a thing where we're like, oh, let's just try and G him up today to get a bit of entertainment. So you just bring something up and
that's
just let
really
him
funny.
go. You just start him up and let him go, and then just
Yeah, like, oh, how's your weekend? Oh,
Then
it
you
was
just
good.
sit
It
back
was
for
a
the
bit
next-
more hot than usual.
yeah.
and you just sit back for the next 20 minutes and just entertainment.
That's good. That is good.
Another one at KPMG, my mate Baz, I've said this one before, would walk into the kitchen, pick up a kiwi and just eat it. Just skin and all.
No, dude.
Just raw dog it. Raw dog a
skin.
kiwi fruit with the skin.
You ever tried a kiwi fruit with skin, Ox?
With skin?
With skin?
No.
Just
No.
taking a bite like that.
Like an
That's
apple.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like an
that's just not right.
Like
I
he
feel
would-
that's more
he would-
common than you think, though.
It's not. I've never seen anyone else do this.
Oh, I've seen it, online. Maybe
You'd be
that's
standing
different.
with him in the kitchen and he'd be looking you in the eye, just eating, having a conversation, eating a kiwi, just
Is he
raw dogging.
Picking the hairs out of his mouth while he talks to you.
Is that a nature or nurture thing? You think he's grown up with this, or like his parents have done this, so he's done this, or he's just, that's just how I think. Intuitively, that's how I think I should eat it.
I don't know. I think it might be a bit of nurture. I reckon he said that someone in his family did it as well, so he just picked it up like that. The final one, again, previous job. This guy came in on a Monday and said, "Guys, over the weekend I bought pepper spray, a riot shield, and then a shower head that turns into a spear."
What for?
And he's like, "I'm preparing for like a zombie takeover, like a survival thing." And
Oh,
literally that
really?
weekend, he said he was going out into the wilderness to survive for like 3 days.
What, dude?
No context whatsoever.
Okay, so what are the three items? Riot shield.
Right, he bought a riot. At least you think of something out of like COD Warzone
Yeah.
for like fucking zombies. He had a freaking riot shield, pepper spray, and a shower head that you press a button and a spear comes out. The
That-
top.
that
Why does he need a does he think mid-shower the zombies are going to come?
Apparently, you need to be prepared at all times and all costs about it. And this guy was like this scrawny Asian guy as well. I'm like, bro, you're fine, man. Don't worry about it.
Who's this inventor who's like, you know what? We'll make a shower head. And then we'll attach a spear on the end of it, just in case. Like, that's a ridiculous.
So we were all convinced this guy's going to be on the list. Like, he's 100% on some like ASIO list.
Well, we have
you
like,
can't be searching these sort of things and buying it as well.
no, that's a bit.
Would he even get a riot shield?
Apparently, he bought it on Amazon. I don't know if that's true, but he said he bought it on Amazon.
So is it a toy riot shield or a,
The
proper
photo he
riot
showed
shield?
us looked like it was like a human-sized riot shield.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I don't know where you buy that.
that is.
And he said in the end, he went to like some family campsite as well. So I'm like, did you really test your gear out? Like, how much survival could you do in a family campsite?
I mean, the pepper spray I'll allow. The riot shield. I mean, again, if you believe an apocalypse is coming, maybe you need it. But the shower head turns spear is where I draw the line. I think that's an unnecessary purchase.
Oh, actually, I've got one more story about this guy. We had a meeting, like, let's say it was like 12 to 1. And he's like, oh, dude, I've got a really important meeting. I've got to leave at 12:30. And in our old building, you could actually see down into the cafeteria. And at 12:30, we just see this guy walk down and order his food. He just left because he was hungry.
Wait, what?
He's like, oh, I've got a really urgent call. I need to take at 12:30. There was no call. He was just hungry. So he just went down, ordered his lunch. And we could literally see him ordering his lunch. What a clown.
Is he doing well now? You know?
He got asked to leave.
That's fair enough. All right, Ox, you got a couple of rare units, I believe, in your. Because people wouldn't know, Ox, mate. You're not just a full-time kebab reviewer.
No.
You too work corporate job.
This was a shock to me, by the way.
yeah.
I have worked in corporate for the last, since I was 20 to 35, 15 years, yeah.
15
I got
years.
15 years of corporate. I'm not at your level yet. I'm nowhere near as experienced as you guys in picking in these fine observations in the offices. So I really respect you guys and the podcast for that. And, but yeah, there are always some rare units.
So let's hear
I've got a quick thing. I remember a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about what you can eat at the office, right? Whether you can eat Macca's, for example, bring that into office. Are you eating kebabs at work? Is that like in the office? Is that?
Yeah, of course.
What would you think if someone's eating kebab? Because we talked about if someone is bringing, McDonald's or KFC into the office, they kind of get outcasted.
Yeah,
they're a bit of a unhealthy weirdo type. Ro did that once. He brought Macca's into the office and he got lambasted, I think.
Yeah, because people, I think in the office, at least the places that I've worked at, there's like an emphasis on health and eating, like your cali presses, your fish bowls, like all this sort of thing. If you come with McDonald's into the office or KFC or something like that, people give you a strange look potentially.
And then there's the one older office worker that'll come past me like, that's not healthy for you, Ro.
Yeah,
You shouldn't be eating that every day, Ro. Like she's your mother at work or something.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
She eats like 2 walnuts for lunch or something.
Yeah, no. But you're the kebab guy. Like maybe that's more accepted.
Now-
Like, they know you're doing your side hustle.
Having said that, I do have lunch was an annoying thing for me because whatever I'd get, you can't find. So for example, Pizza Hut, I would go to the kebab shop and get the chicken from the kebab shop. Go to the Pizza Hut guy and tell him to put this chicken on the pizza.
Why?
Because that chicken tastes better than the chicken they're using.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
So-
hang on.
I've heard of custom orders. This is the next level.
This is like a buy store, like, it's
When we asked at the top of the episode, what's a rare thing you've done? You could have said this, bro. This is crazy. Imagine that. You're going to lunch with your colleagues. Oh, can we drop by the kebab shop for 1 second?
One, please? Yeah.
Gets a box of chicken. It's like, let's get Pizza Hut now.
Donor meat first. And then
and like, for example, he'd have like a small pide there, right?
Yeah.
You know what pides are, right? Like,
Yeah.
So it'd have like cheese and spinach in there, and I'd be like, can you cut it open and chuck some chicken in there and some sauce?
that sounds delightful, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Same venue, do whatever you want, mate.
Yeah,
Cross
so-
venue, that's a lot. That's a lot.
cross venue, that's perfect. Yeah, so
Did you ask
even
for a-
Subway, I used to take chicken to Subway.
I was actually going to say Subway would
yeah.
be sick to do that.
yeah.
You ask for a discount? Like, can I get a chicken teriyaki sub?
I'll pay for the same because they would they'll flip out and be like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, I'll pay you the same as the normal. You're making money on this. So
Yeah.
I'm using my chicken, not yours. And they're thinking like, yeah, like I am saving product. Yeah, all right, we'll do it.
Wait, so you brought cooked chicken? Like,
Yeah,
you
so I'll
asked
get
them
the
to cook
cooked
it?
chicken from there. And then I'll take it over to Pizza Hut and I'll be like, here, grab the chicken, put that chicken in the pizza.
yeah.
And then they'll do it. And
crazy.
I think I've given everyone in Sydney an idea now.
That's
because I don't know if anyone
no
that
one's
does
going to do this. I don't have a chicken man on hand that I can just bring the meat.
Any kebab shop will give you some chicken.
Will they?
Yeah. You can just get a tub of chicken and just take it.
But then, you've told about the suppliers now, so I've got to find the right ones with the good suppliers. You know what I mean?
But yeah, one thing that was annoying about lunch was whatever I'd make or whatever I'd get, it would be something that I'm just bored of food. Like, so I'd do these things. And whenever I'd bring it, there'd always be this one, again, old auntie or uncle come past me. Like, oh, what is that? Where'd you get that from? Now explain to this guy that I went to the kebab shop and I got chicken from him. And then I went over to the Pizza Hut and I told them to do it this. Or, I got this salad from that store and then I got that chicken and I put it in with the noodles and I mixed the chicken in with the noodles and the salad. And and it was just a nightmare to try and explain, and they never care. They never care what you're having. They come and they say, oh, what's that? That looks really nice. Well, you're not going to get it, are you? Why are you asking me what I'm having? You've asked me 8 times what I've had the same, and you've never gone and got it yourself. So you don't pretend you're being excited in my food. Just walk along.
Jog on, mate.
Just seriously, enough, auntie. Like, just move on. Stop telling Ro that he's eating unhealthy.
Yeah.
Stop asking me what I'm eating. Just go and heat your food up in your microwave that you cooked last night, and it kills me, man. But anyway, that's my little rant about the office.
The rare units. Oh,
The rare units. God, we had one rare unit, Ro. This bloke, he had a commentator, NRL commentator's voice.
yeah.
So let me just set the scene.
Yeah.
NRL commentator's voice, right? And let's just call him Mick. His name's not Mick, but let's just call him Mick.
Could
right
be.
now.
You don't know.
You never know.
He's not Mick. He has such a great Australian name, but it's not Mick. And this bloke would go in every morning to the TAB, get some horse tickets and, and I think every time his ticket won, he'd make this random noise in a workplace of silence. He'd just go, "Mah." I'm telling you, like, the ladies closer to him were just shocked of their lives, right? And like, I'm thinking, ladies, you've worked with the guy for 30 years. You'd know by now that every time his horse wins, I guess, that he goes, "Mah," like, like just random skit, like, and I was just like, oh, it's a random tick.
Yeah.
But that's not the highlight of him. The highlight of him was when you caught yourself in the toilet with the bloke.
Hey?
in the toilet. Like, he's in one of the cubicles and you're in the other one. And damn, like, anytime people knew he was going into the toilet, they'd leave because you cannot not laugh. Because he commentates his own.
No way.
Are you
He
serious?
commentates his toilet and he's like, a long ass fart followed by a plonker. He'd be like, oh, that was a big one. And with an NRL commentator's voice.
It's like Ray Warren. Yeah.
And damn, like, obviously there's a first, right? So when I'm in there and I hear him and he's like, oh, that was a long one. Oh, that one's going to hurt.
Yeah. But he's hyping it up, right? So he's like,
he's like,
big
this one's going to hurt. Here we go. I'm just listening to all of this and I'm just like snickering and laughing. And he's like, who's that? Like, I'm the one that's the problem.
You're the weirdo,
in
bro.
the toilet. I'm the weirdo.
I thought he was doing it because he knew other people were there, so
No,
he's trying to be
he-
funny.
Yeah.
Look, he would do it on and off, but when he was doing it, I'm assuming, again, when his horses won, you're on a high, so you're,
Yeah.
over 5 furlongs, you're just, this bloke, like, oh, Mick. But yeah, he was a kid. That was one of the rarest units.
That's
That
pretty
is
funny.
unbelievably
That is.
rare. That is
And-
unbelievably
and-
rare.
To no one's surprise, he was the head of the union as well for for the department.
I feel like only the big dogs can get away with this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? They're untouchable. Like, if you're
Yeah.
doing this in the toilets and your director hears you commentating your own dumps,
Yeah.
you're not standing a chance, brother.
They're firing you immediately.
Yeah.
It's weirdo.
I mean, but like, on what grounds? Why can't I
They'll
commentate
find
my own
something.
poo?
They'll find something.
They'll find a reason.
They always find
You're
something.
You're a weirdo.
I have one. I don't. Okay, so let me know if this is actually a rare unit because the guy who it was a previous workplace. He was younger, and he was basically like a summer intern, right? So he's not a full-time job. It's like his first ever real corporate job, and we worked at a tech company. We were selling software, so it was pretty casual. Like no one was wearing suits or anything like that. It was just, you're wearing just jeans and a t-shirt, really. But in the summer, when it was a hot day, he would come in with a singlet and shorts and thongs. That was his attire. And then he was like he just used to book meetings. So he used to call people. And every time he would book a meeting, he was like your mate. He would just start yelling because I think he thought it was like a Wolf of Wall Street type situation. So when he booked a meeting, he would put down his phone and just yell, "Yeah, buddy!" like Ronnie Coleman, like lightweight, just screaming. And so let me know, is that rare or is that just youthful exuberance?
I think it's a bit
It's
of fun.
rare because you read the room. If no one else is doing it,
Yeah.
why are you doing it?
So
If you work at a Wolf of Wall Street type vibe,
Yeah.
go
If
ahead.
everyone was doing it, yeah.
so we have the singlets and shorts.
That's
Thoughts on
weird.
that?
That's weird. Was anyone else ever in
No.
singlets and shorts?
No.
Well,
Shorts,
what are
maybe,
you
not
wearing to the
singlets.
office? What's the vibe?
Like a t-shirt, jeans. That's
Always
it.
long pants.
Yeah, always long
Ever
pants.
shorts?
Never
Did
shorts.
you say thongs as well?
Thongs as well. The
You can't
Havaianas.
get the puppies out.
The Havaianas were out.
You got closed shoes in the office always, please.
I did
A bit
it.
of respect to everyone else.
I sometimes, nowadays, I sometimes rock up in Birks. But that's the environment was there.
Are your toes out?
Yeah, toes out.
That's disgusting.
I'm thinking you're rare, bro.
Really?
You've dobbed
That's-
yourself in.
yeah.
That's rare, mate.
I think only women can do that, obviously with like their high heels or whatever. But if you're a
Open-toed?
bloke, dude, get like the steel cap boots or some shit.
So you think you can't
Hide the puppies.
What if I was wearing the long socks Birks combination like I am now?
Well, I guess it depends on where, like your kind of.
To be
office,
fair,
right?
the Birks situation was in Bondi Junction. Like it wasn't a whatso there. It was just backpackers working. I was like, I can't be wearing shoes.
Irish birds and
Yeah, I was the rare person wearing. If I was wearing shoes, I was rare.
Yeah,
People were
okay.
barefoot basically. But this bloke yelling, "Yeah, buddy." To be fair, I think the reason why he thought it was a Wolf of Wall Street type environment was because we had a gong And if someone closed a deal, they would just like smash the gong. Like that was kind of the vibe.
What kind of a circus did you work at?
I thought thongs and shorts and things were like banned for casual wear on Fridays. Is that not the case with all offices? Or, I mean, because I worked in like larger banks, or,
Yeah.
you know, corporate banks.
Banks,
so
I feel like you're not.
Coming
Yeah.
from banks, you
No way.
wouldn't. They would throw you
Yeah.
out the building if you showed up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
shorts.
it's like it's still got not a button-up shirt. It can be casual, but you can't have any print on the shirt. Or it's like then I'll just wear my normal clothes. Like
very old school.
Yeah.
But I
Very
think
old school.
tech companies and sales places, I think it's
Okay.
a lot more laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
Wear whatever you want.
The other rare unit I have actually was a woman I used to work with. She made it her mission all the time to be the first one at work. So her thing was like, I need to be the first person at work every day. I don't know, maybe it's like a cultural thing. She felt like she had to be there working hard, this and that, right? So then one of the mums basically had to, she wanted to pick her kids up. So she was like, can I work my hours from like, 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. so I can pick up my
Start
kids?
early, end early.
That's kind of vibe, right? And then when this lady heard that she was doing the 7 a.m. starts, she rocks up at 6:30.
oh my.
And it was just like this weird tick that she had to be the first person at work at all times.
Was she leaving early as well?
No, she was finishing at, appropriate hours, but she just had to be there.
So she was doing like 11-hour days.
Yeah, 11-hour days for no reason. And this mum, she's like roasting this mum because now it's like a competition and she thinks that she's winning. It was just bizarre.
So she's taking pride in the fact that she's first.
Correct.
What would she do when she gets to work?
Well, she would just start early. She would just rock up, mate.
She would work.
Job begins.
She'd actually work.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there at 6:30 to supervise.
Exactly. She wants you to believe she's working.
Maybe, probably. You're probably right.
She's probably twiddling her thumbs or something, waiting for the first person to walk in the door, and she's got a script ready.
I know, but just twiddle your thumbs at home. Like, just be normal.
In bed.
In bed. Like, why are you rocking to work at 6:30 to beat this mum who has to pick up her kids?
That is rare
Yeah,
behavior.
just unbelievably
Do you have
rare.
another one, Ox?
I do. I have a rare moment.
All right, go on.
One of my all-time moments in office.
It was you.
It was no, I'm not the rare. We had a rare, a bloke that was a rare unit.
Sounds like he might be the rare one. Let's wait and see what's going to happen.
The call was good. That's why I like this one. But him and I were gunning for 2IC, and then I had a motorbike accident. So he got 2IC.
Okay.
Official congratulations. And so when I got back to work, he's 2ICing now. He's role shadowing, but 2ICing. And he palms off one of his work tasks over to me. And he said, can you do credit cards today? I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You're the boss. I'll listen to you. No problem. And so I'm thinking he's got a ton on his plate, but he's got jack shit to do. So this annoys me. But whatever, do your part. You're not 2IC, he is. And out of respect, I'm doing the work, pumping, everything out. And it's about 1, 2 o'clock and it's just quiet. Everyone's working now, trying to get work out and finish for the day.
Yeah.
He asked this dumb question to one of the aunties, one of the older women in the workplace. And he's like, Amy, have you listened to Tupac when you were younger? And like silence. And then this question just comes over the fence. You know that this guy's doing nothing and he's just trying to start some conversation.
Yeah. He's too bad.
And the room is ice at the moment, stop, don't try and break it. Let the ice just, let us work and let us finish our job and go.
Yeah.
And I'm already annoyed because I'm doing your work as well.
So you're doing the work so he could ask
This idiot
such
is asking about
important
Tupac and
questions.
Exactly. So, and then Amy's like, I'm not too sure. Like, I may have listened to him when he was younger. Yeah. Do you remember this song? Do you remember that song? And, obviously at this point you understand he's a bit Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
in his name, we'll name him James.
Okay.
Middle Eastern James. And he's just asking, and he's already not going on with this conversation, but he's forcing it. And I'm like, can James? Anyway, then he goes, do you remember when he died? Do you remember when Tupac died, Amy? And I'm just like, fucking off. And I just screamed out. And there's about 30 people on the floor. And I just screamed out, he died when you were sucking on your mum's tits. That broke the ice. Everyone died laughing. Everyone was just crying at this point now. And he gets up and he runs over to the other room, starts writing up an email. I did not appreciate the way you spoke to me.
What?
Oh, dude.
What a coward.
And this was once a week, twice a week. He would email people about behaviors of theirs that he didn't appreciate. That was his rare moment. Like that was his rare unit thing like that he had on him. But yeah, that was a story of James, and it was just.
So were you just sitting there just getting more and more angry
as
as this guy tries to make conversation with Amy?
People felt the build up in that. Like they felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I'm doing your work.
Yeah.
I haven't been to RC, so I'm burning about that as well.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
yeah.
Let's be honest. And and now you're trying to start some dumbass conversation
Yeah.
with a woman who lives on the North Shore, who probably never listened to Tupac, maybe once, twice, as a hooligan, like in her hooligan days.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't know anything about Tupac. You're talking to her like she knows Tupac's biography. When did he die? When is he? And I was just like, bro, he died when you were sucking on your mum's tits. This call for me was like probably one of the best in office, and I did not get fired
Yeah,
because back then they never used to fire people for things like that. It
old
was
days.
just like,
You could just say
guys,
anything, get
don't
away
do
with
it
it.
again, and then move on. There was no HI case, there was no Channel 7 reporting, there was nothing like that back then. That was when office was good.
Yeah. Good time.
Good
Whatever
time.
happened to that guy? Whatever happened to James?
God, James, what's he doing now? He's probably in Saudi Arabia working on some oil rig. Who knows?
Oh.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't know now. No, I think he's got like a 6-figure salary somewhere now. Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing
Doing
all
all
right
right
for
for
himself.
himself.
He's doing all right.
Got
Okay,
any?
would you? No, I don't have any, but would you rather that like a room of that happening, or you put something in Slack and get like 100 laugh reacts or something? Because that's like the modern day equivalent. I
That's
feel.
it. I'd rather the actual laughs than the
Yeah,
laugh
the
reacts.
actual laugh.
Yeah.
Because if you're chucking out, calls like this, especially because it seems like no one really likes James as well. And you could just keep
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying what everyone was thinking.
thinking. Yeah. And so everyone appreciated that, I reckon. That was.
I felt that. That's
Yeah.
what I felt like. That laugh was like, thank you. And then
Yeah.
when he left, it was like, thank you. We can work now,
Yeah. Get out of here, James.
Also,
People's champ.
if you wrote what he said on Slack, like the words alone seems a lot more aggressive than if you just said it. Like
Yeah.
saying it sounds like a joke, but if you write it, it sounds like you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Sounds like an
a hate
insult.
crime.
Yeah.
There's evidence. That's the problem.
Well,
that as well.
Evidence, that's right.
Righty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode, and a massive thank you to Ox for coming on, mate. Plug whatever you want. Where can people find you?
They can find me on the Ox Show on TikTok or Ox Show 2000 on Instagram. 2000 being the 2000 kebabs I am eating from 2000 different kebab stores in New South Wales. And you can find the Kebabalog on my link down here.
That's
Yes,
good.
We'll have it in the description.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Check
All
the
links will be in
description
the
out.
description.
Check the description.
Have a look at the Kebabalog is honestly
out.
a
It's-
work of art. If you just want to see where to go, what to try, and you're interested in kebabs, this should be the first resource that you have a look at because it's honestly
It's
spectacular.
very detailed. It's very good.
Yeah.
When it comes to kebabs, trust me.
The
And if there are-
kebabologist.
And if there are any other, yes, trust the kebabologist. And if there are any other food reviewers reviewing kebabs, take it with a grain of salt.
It's the only place you can trust. You heard it here first.
Don't think we need to say anything else. Thanks, Ox, for coming on, and we'll see you next week.
Beautiful.